Hey guys, Mr. K here, and welcome back to the channel. Now, before any of you ask or wonder, who's this handsome devil in the corner, allow me to explain. So this is going to be my mascot in videos like this, and yeah, this is the kind of like animal I chose to represent myself, and I'm just going to give a huge shout out to the artist who made this all happen, my good friend Hannah. She's the one who made this for me and everything like that, and I cannot thank her enough for it. I'm very appreciative of it, so I've linked her Pinterest in the description below if you'll go check her out and follow her for me. It is super amazing that she did this for me, and I really appreciate it a lot. But anyways, today's video, I'm going to be talking about a certain character from the anime Classroom of the Elite. Now, if you haven't seen this anime for yourself or you plan on watching it, please go do that before watching this video or any video talking about it, because this anime is very good, and I recommend you get your own idea of it first before taking any other ideas next. But that character that I'm going to be talking about is Kiyotaka Ayanokoji, or just Ayanokoji for short. But I've noticed in every single anime, the main character has something different about them that makes them different from other anime main characters. For example, in Naruto, he's kind of knuckleheaded and like has the nine-tailed Jinchuriki in him, you know, that kind of thing. In other animes like One Piece, you know, Luffy's strong and all, you know, pure of heart, but what makes him different is that he doesn't have a lot of intelligence and stuff like that, which, you know, makes the anime really good and funny. But yeah, that just makes them stand out, and Ayanokoji is this same way, but the way he stands out is very interesting to me, and I never thought that I would ever think an anime character is like way cooler than any anime but this one. As you see in the anime, Ayanokoji is a subject from this organization called the White Room, and what the White Room does basically is makes the people who are in it basically think one way, and that way is that they need to win. It's like if Ayanokoji was playing a game of chess, he would have every single piece at his disposal, even on the other side of the team. And Ayanokoji was the only one who got through this whole process. He was the only one who did, and the only one who was able to like work the way he was intended to. So in the anime, when he's at school and stuff, he thinks this way, and which is very interesting to me. In the opening scene, we see that Ayanokoji already knows and analyzes that what his first impression and what he says first is going to determine his ranking with the class.
I'm glad to hear it. Well, I guess I'll go first then. I'm Yosuke Hirata, but you can just call me Yosuke if you want. I play every sport imaginable, and I'm gonna try out for the school soccer team for sure. Thanks. Nice to meet you all.
That was great. I bet that guy's going to be the leader in class.
Okay, I guess I'll go now.
These introductions are going to determine everyone's standing in class. Should I try to crack a joke? Bet I could get a laugh if I acted really hyper.
Which is super interesting to think about. Now, to any average Joe, you know, this isn't something you really look at in depthly. But whenever you see this and see that Ayanokoji is already like kind of one step ahead, it's just super interesting to think about. So Ayanokoji, knowing that he wants to not stand out too much, says something that's pretty like average, normal, and weird, so that no one really knows too much about him and just kind of like leaves him out. But this kind of happens throughout the entire anime, which honestly shocks me, because I don't really see a lot of animes do stuff like this, but this is one that does. And one of the things about this anime with Ayanokoji that makes it so different from other ones is that basically Ayanokoji is completely aware of like everything that is happening. It doesn't seem like that to some people, but to me it did. It seemed like whenever something was taking place, Ayanokoji already knew it and knew what he had planned out, knew what he was going to do, and it's super cool. But one of the things that I also like about it is that Ayanokoji is kind of like, has like humor that's not like normal humor, kind of like the phone guy in FNAF 1, but like Ayanokoji will like be like kind of funny unintentionally, and it's like, to me, it makes me laugh because I appreciate like kind of blandish humor, and you know, it's just something that he does that makes me laugh. Like whenever Ayanokoji is like trying to ask the girl Suzune like if like she wants to go to like the swimming pool for some reason, he does it in such a bland voice. It's just like makes me laugh. But yeah, that's just another thing that I find funny about the anime. But that's not the main reason why I think Ayanokoji is the best. You see, in other animes, the main character like has some sort of like one character, like one female character or male character, depending on what gender, and that's the character they're gonna like get together with. In the anime, Ayanokoji has no love interest at all. He's like very pure of heart, or whatever you want to say it is. But in the anime, Ayanokoji doesn't have any interest at all. But somehow, a bunch of the girls start noticing him, even though he never wanted that in the first place. Which I just think is kind of cool, how like he didn't really ask for anything, but he got stuff regardless. And that's just something interesting, because not a lot of characters are pure of heart like that. Well, we know Luffy is, but that's just one that's pretty well known. Another thing about Ayanokoji that makes him different is that he's completely expressionless. Like, if a lot of you probably recognize this picture, because a lot of people use it as their profile pic. Well, in this picture, Ayanokoji is like completely expressionless. This happens throughout the entire anime. Ayanokoji just has like one expression. It's just practically him like with like a frown, not like he's sad, but just like that's how his mouth genuinely sits. And this happens the entire time. Like, we don't see any show of emotion, or not yet at least. And it's just interesting that this character is completely just expressionless and doesn't do anything with his emotions, which happens because of the White Room and all that. But that is another thing about his aesthetic that makes him such a likable character. And what I mainly like too about that and all is that he's completely connected with like everyone without wanting to be. Like, he's connected with Suzune, who's like kind of similar to him. He's connected through Kushina, you know, all the characters somehow in some way, and he's just, you know, putting his pieces one after another until it makes the game he wants to play. Because in the anime, we see that there's a time where basically Suzune is thanking him for helping her out, and saying like she thinks of him as an ally. But then we see inside of his mind that he never did in the first place. He never saw Suzune as an ally at all.
Together to get to Class A. But despite all of that, I have to tell you, thanks for your help. Not that I need you or anything. I am fine without you.
But Horikita, I've never considered you an ally. Not even for a second.
Which is interesting to think about. Like, how does his mind work? What is he thinking about? And to be honest with you, I honestly think that, like, a lot of people think Ayanokoji, like, something that's different about him is because he's like a sociopath or something like that. We don't really know the entire intentions of like what the White Room was and all that jazz, but we do know that he's definitely different from your average Joe. And to be honest with you, I found this just super interesting. Another thing that I like that the anime does that not a lot of people really notice until after they watched it once is basically the anime will make you think one thing is going to happen and then completely change that. You see, there's this scene where Ayanokoji is basically doing one of the tests where he has to figure out who the VIP is in his class. So Ayanokoji, like the person watching the anime thinks that Ayanokoji knows who it is. So he switches phones with one of the guys in his class. I can't remember what his name is, but he'll be on screen for you to see. And, you know, the person watching the anime will be like, yeah, that was happening. We kind of already knew that. But then, afterwards, we kind of go inside his mind where he brings up that he swapped phones more than one time. Which is just interesting because, like, Ayanokoji kind of like uses the rules and bends them, or like not bends them, uses the rules completely in ways that don't even seem fair. Like, another way is during the first exam, Ayanokoji switches leaders or like team leaders so that his team will win and nobody will guess that Suzune was the leader, because she's not anymore, because he changed it to him.
Up being 0. It's because we guessed it incorrectly. Class D's leader.
What?
Well, you weren't our leader anymore, Horikita.
What? But the card. What the? What's your name doing on it?
Just before the test ended, I had Class D's leader changed. You can't just change leaders, unless you've got a really good reason. Which obviously means if you do have a really good reason, you are allowed to switch.
Because the announcer lady said that whoever, if the leader needs to be changed, it has to be for a probable cause. So Ayanokoji, knowing this information, decided to change the leader in order to do this. Now, if there was one thing about the anime that kind of annoys me or makes me a little mad in some way, it is that the anime in some parts can get a little slow, just a little bit, but it's not too bad, it's not too unbearable, but some of it is just a bit annoying. And to be honest with you, this is pretty overlookable, but a lot of people say that is one of the reasons they don't want to watch it, which I just think is kind of underhanded. But yeah, that's the only thing I really have to say about why it's a little slow. But the thing is that anytime Ayanokoji is on screen, he keeps it interesting for the viewer to watch, which I really like about it. You see, Ayanokoji, like, since not all these seasons have came out yet, we're only in the second season currently of this video, but we definitely know there's more to come and that there's going to be more stuff revealed and stuff like that. But anytime Ayanokoji is on screen, he makes it interesting for him to watch. But one of the things else that I want to talk about is that Ayanokoji is like whenever I was watching, I saw that Ayanokoji, he was emotionless, what he was doing, stuff like that. But he was also similar to another person in anime in some way, which is Psyche, or from that anime, because they kind of have they both want to stay under the radar, because they both purposely do bad on their test in order to not be noticed, which I find is pretty interesting, because Psyche isn't the same as Ayanokoji, but in this sense they are, and I just find that interesting how that relates in one way to another main character. And yeah, it's just kind of Psyche does it because he doesn't want to be noticed at all and just wants to live a peaceful life. But Ayanokoji's doing it because he wants to win, and this is one of the many, many steps in his plan. Because anytime Ayanokoji does something that's interesting or out of the mind or whatever, it's because it's for another step in the future, which he says in the anime multiple times. But yeah, guys, that's going to be about it for you. And that's basically why I think Ayanokoji is the best main character. Now, keep in mind, this is my opinion. I'm not saying that he is completely, out of all of them, he is the actual best. But in my opinion, I think he is. And, maybe you do too. But you'll have to go watch the anime for yourself first in order to get that idea, because that's how I did. And yeah, that's basically how I came to this conclusion that he is the best main character, and I just thought I'd share it with you guys. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. And if you want to say anything or any comments, just comment them down below. And I love to read your comments, guys. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay awesome, stay cool, and peace.